And I am thanking the Hunab, the one and only giver of movement and measure, the great central sun and black hole at the epicenter of the omniverse, the maker and modeler of all things physical and all things non-physical, heart of earth, heart of sky, heart of humanity, Hunab. I am here to do your work, and I thank you for your continued energetic blessings and support. Greetings, dear soul. Today we're talking about the shadow ego. And specifically, as you already know, the Anima and Animus. These are the terms created by Dr. Carl Jung. There would be no shadow work without Dr. Jung. So, before we take a look at the Anima and Animus, here's a little recap of what I mean by the shadow ego. So even just grokking, absorbing that information with your heart and soul and mind could shift you into a higher perspective, and that's part of the point. Your ego is sacred, holy, and divine. It is absolutely crucial. Your physical body is sacred, holy, and divine. It is absolutely crucial for this phase of your development. Now, the Anima. This is for men, our inner female. And in terms of the shadow ego, it usually acts as projections of images and ideals about the feminine we project onto the women in our lives. This could very well be related to traumas we received, and often things we didn't receive. We longed for certain aspects of femininity in our lives, so we project those feelings and images onto the women. And guess what? No woman could ever live up to that. So it guarantees failure in a relationship if a man is projecting their lack onto a woman. For women, the animus is the exact opposite. It is their inner projections onto the men in their lives. Things they wished they got, things they didn't get, and maybe things they got too much of. This is an extension of what is perfectly natural, by the way, in Mayan astrology. Every single person has a divine feminine and divine masculine, according to their Mayan birthday. And in the Mayan worldview, the Hunab, which is the center of this diagram here, represents masculinity and femininity. The black is the feminine. It is the void. It is the womb of no thing. And the white is the light that squirts out, as it were, into becoming all things physical. And you can't have one without the other, or this universe would not exist. It's the exact same with psychology. Even just looking at the right hand going to the left brain, you can see this as your anima, and all humans have them, okay? Even if you're a woman, you have anima, and even if you're a man, you have animus. We all have both, and that's where I make a distinction between Jungian philosophy, and that was created, by the way, about 113 years ago. I believe Jung's first paper explaining anima and animus was in 1910, so let's just go ahead and call it 115 years ago. And it was groundbreaking, revolutionary, wonderful theory that's still absolutely valid. And yet, when we add to it, it gains more validity, I believe. We all have both. We all have the left hand. You can also think of it as the yin and the yang, and perhaps you would notice this is the yin and the yang. However, the Mayan symbol goes on to have a little bit more activity, doesn't it? So their ancient wisdom can help steer modern humanity back to themselves. Now, again, I can help you with transcending your shadow ego with the Mayan calendar or without. My workbook, my journal for transcending the shadow ego includes segments on the anima and animus, and how to overcome these feelings of lack that is a natural occurrence in most of our lives unless we had a divine feminine and divine masculine energy coming to us from both of our parents. We're going to develop lack somehow. And part of our transcending the shadow ego is embodying both divine femininity and divine masculinity. That's what's been missing from modern society. We're taught to keep it separate. Men must be strong and women must be gentle, or whatever. I could go on and on and on about all those things that society teaches us, or is it advertising? I don't really know. That's one strange aspect. Again, I would like to mention the Judeo-Roman, Christian, Catholic, Muslim worldview that strongly separates men and women. It started with that reptilian myth. Now I'm going to also broaden that term to include the fact that every human has a reptile brain. It is the part of the brain that is just at the base of the spine, the smallest part. The rest of your brain is here, and just in the base of your spine, it's your instincts. It's where the flight or fright or fight and the defend or die instinct comes from. So we all have a reptilian brain, and yes, you can certainly add whatever other overlays to that you wish. But the reptilian approach to divide and conquer, encapsulated in the Garden of Eden myth, was very powerful indeed. Not only did it say that all humans are born of sin and therefore evil, but wait, if we're all created by God, okay, let's not go there, sorry. But if you believe those things, if you were indoctrinated into that framework, if you were brainwashed by that, and most of us in Western culture, regardless of religious upbringing, have been infected by that virus to some degree. So shadow ego work and Jungian psychology to a large degree can help you heal that. The Mayan embodiment approach definitely can. We have to integrate our divine feminine and divine masculine. You can just say yin and yang if you want, that's fine. We have to. It's called whole brain thinking. Many people have said the longest journey a man ever makes is from his head to his heart. And I do believe that to be true. It's also the journey that most men never make, or very infrequently. Women too, especially the modernized woman who must go out and stake her place in the world of business or whatever it is. See, we all have yin and yang. We can all go out and do. That is completely natural. And we can all stay home and be. That's the difference. It's doing and being. Doing, making, creating, being, appreciating, feeling. Okay? Thinking, feeling. It's that simple. So, again, I can help you integrate your higher self. You already are sacred, holy, and divine. I can just help clear out some of the incorrect, we'll call them, beliefs that are blocking your view to the true light that is within. So, give me a ring. Let's connect. In Lak'esh, Namaste.